Good morning. Give me just a second to fiddle with the positioning of the camera. I get very annoyed when things are not just right, and I just noticed that things are not quite the way I normally like them, so I am totally going to fiddle with the camera. Good morning, everyone. Fiddling with cameras because I'm annoyed at the camera for whatever weird reason. And while we're talking, I'm totally going to fiddle with the other camera for just a second here, because that's what I does. I fiddle with the cameras. Okay. You couldn't see me fiddle with the other one, but that's all right. Okay, so it was really funny. The other day, I was just thinking how we never get to listen to jazz. And then when I pulled up my random, generator for music, it totally came up with jazz, which I just think is funny. So this just makes jazz music for us with mixed audio and stuff. So I think it's just really funny that it just totally random came up with jazz. I didn't plan this. Jazz music for us today. I just think that's funny. So I'm gonna adjust our announcement too. Ta-da! Let's see if it does it while we're live. Who knows? I think I need to make it smaller. Okay. And transition. Did it work? Look at me being smart. Okay, you all are so proud of me. All right, awesome, cool. So, hello friends. I think there's 2 of us in here today, but hopefully we'll get some more friends soon. Welcome, welcome. Did it die? No, just me. Okay, cool. That's nice. Crazy lagging with the transition. Yeah, I kind of figured there would be because I don't have the greatest bandwidth, but it did work. So that's good. Yay! But yeah, all family is home right now, so I don't know how internet's gonna work with all of this. But hopefully, because normally Sunday is my best internet day. That's why I switched from Saturdays to Sundays. But now the family's all home, so we'll see how internet goes. Anyways, that's all I have to say about that. But today is the last day for Etsy sale, so that's our only announcement. And since our 2 friends in the chat so far already know all of this, we'll go over it more later if we get any new friends. But yeah, so that's what we've got going on, is that. And I thought it might be fun for us all if, I'm going to turn up the jazz music a little bit because I like jazz, if I showed you a little bit of what it looks like to package things for the Etsy store, because I need to do that. This is bothering me. There we go. Sorry. I don't know why I needed that to happen, but it did. It needed to happen. This thing was bothering me. So we're going to do that. I don't know why I can't hear it now. It's an internet thing, isn't it? It needs the internet. Okay. Bummer. Oh well. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do some watercolor bookmarks because I need to paint some more for the shop. And if there's time, there it goes. If there's time, we will possibly make a decision about a new journal that I would like to make, and I hope you all will help me with that decision making, because I found that you all helped me with some really awesome decisions, so that will be good. And with that, let's get all of our cameras going on here. Ta-da! Happy cameras. Okay, so I put everything together here in a little happy package that's going to go off into the mail forthwith. And I want to pull over my last little bits of paper here. So all of this is going to end up inside of this envelope. So I've got little bits of wrapping and whatnot that I'm going to start to unpackage here. So these are my bits of wrapping. And I'm gonna get rid of my envelope because I don't really need that. A happy package. Did I call it a happy package? See, at this point, I don't even notice that I'm doing it. And people have literally said, "You're like Bob Ross." And I'm like, oh, I don't even know I'm doing it anymore. That's pretty bad. But yes, so this is like the envelope it goes out in. It's just a little craft paper envelope that I picked up somewhere. I don't even know. I've had them so long. But someone got one of our fun new Pride bookmarks, and they picked the purple tassel. So happy, purple for me. And so I'm going to package these up so that when they're mailed out, they're definitely secure and safe, and I don't have to worry about any shenanigans. U.S. Postal Service, guys. I've heard Canada's pretty bad, but I don't think you've got anything on us. I don't think it can get worse than what's going on over here. So I want to make sure everything's secure. It does have its nice protective sleeve, but just in case, right? Better safe than sorry. So I always send them with a couple little like card things. So this is kind of like my business card, and I always put a little love note on the back. And then this is my thank you card, and then I always put a little personalized thank you on the back, because these Pride items are raising money for charities. I put a thank you for the charity that they picked, and then just like, oh, I hope it brings you joy in your adventures, kind of a thing. So that's going to go in the envelope as well, and those don't really need anything else to be done with them, so they're going to go in the envelope right now so I don't lose them, because I probably will. Okay, so I'm gonna do the bookmark part first so that I don't lose all the various papers that I've pre-cut and sized. So I just want to take care of that. And this little small slip is gonna go with the tassel, so I'm gonna set that to the side as well. I've got a little leaf that's gonna go at the end, so I'm gonna put that to the side so I don't lose it. Okay, the pieces that I need right now are the larger piece here and this sort of like sleeve looking guy. So that's gonna come out right now. Okay, so something that I like to put inside whenever I'm doing like donation things like this is proof that I actually donated. It's just my little way of saying, hey, yes, I actually did the thing. I'm not being sketchy here, guys. And because I'm mailing all of this in an envelope, I'm going to include an extra piece of like craft cardstock just to give it a little extra bit of stiffness in this envelope. And so then I'm going to kind of wrap it together and just make sure everything is kosher, so to speak. And I just want to size this really quickly so there's one less thing to do later. I don't like how that folds, so maybe I fold this way. Nope. I'm just kind of experimenting on how I can fold this so it looks somewhat professional. Like I kind of know what I'm doing. We all know that I don't, but let's pretend. No, yeah, it doesn't. At least no more info than would just be on the mailing envelope. Let's put it that way. Okay, and then we're just gonna fold and mark here. Okay, and I'm gonna snip this all later because I know you don't really need to see me cut. Nobody cares. Except maybe Cameron. Apparently Cameron cares to see me mail things. Slightly teasing. Only because you told me earlier you wanted to see me tape down paper. I will show you if you really want to see me how I do it. Okay, so this is all set to go. It literally just needs to go in its little wrapper. So I'm going to fold this in exactly how I like it. And I have double-sided stick tape here with me because I like to cheat just a little bit and make life easy. This is just vellum paper. Sometimes I use tracing paper if that's what I have on hand because it's basically the same thing, just a little more opaque. Opaque or translucent? I never get those two correct. The one that means see-through. Help me out in the chat. Which one means see-through, opaque or translucent? Because that's the one that I mean. So basically I'm just going to tear off a little piece if I find the end here. Kind of loosely measuring. It doesn't have to be perfect. Opaque is like level of see-throughness. Okay, so then I mean more opaque than vellum, I guess. English is a very odd language. Who was it that I was telling the other day that if they feel a language is insufficient and inaccurate, that should be an indicator of neurodivergence, even though it's not? Transparent does mean see-through. Yes, I know that part. But there's one that means not solid, but more or less solid. I think that's opaque. I don't know. Remember, friends, golden retrievers are like ADHD and cats are like autism. I've decided. I don't remember if I shared that the other day. But it's a thing now. I've decided all on my lonesome. Okay, so then I just press. Wait, are we still on translucent versus opaque, or now are we laughing at my dumb definitions? Am I a combo between both? Have you met me? I feel like the answer is yes. Because think about it. Cats can be playful and fun, but they have their limits. And golden retrievers can be lazy and cuddly, but they're also like very friendly, and I'm not on camera at all. Sorry, guys. But they're also little whirling dervishes of easily distractibleness. Like Doug. Did you guys watch Up? Where Doug's just like, blah, 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 squirrel. He's got this rich inner life, and he's always just like, I was hiding under your porch because I love you. Like, that's an ADHD thing, where they have that, like, level of rejection sensitivity and separation anxiety. That's ADHD. Cats don't care. They're like, I love you, but from over there. That's autism. They will love you deeply, but from over there. That's me. I get like that. I have rejection sensitivity, which is ADHD, but I also love you from over there. Like, I don't want you near me. Sorry. It's true, though. Like, you're my best friend, but don't touch me. That's my two sides. And yes, I am kind of a combo. Okay, so I've got my little like binder on there. And now I'm gonna add a sticker. If I get this sticker off. I don't know how I feel about this jazz. I don't know if it really counts as jazz or not. It's okay. I'm gonna put my little leafy guy on there. Ta-da! Isn't it cute? I kind of like it. Told I have something to tell you, and them not telling me will drive me completely insane. Yeah, I think that's just a hyperfixation. I don't know. Maybe there's another better word for that. Where you like gotta know the thing. Gotta know the thing disorder. But yeah, I feel like that's part of ADHD still. Autism can get like that too, though, where we gotta know the thing, but we'll only want to know the thing about like one special subject. Whereas ADHD will like flip between subjects very rapidly. It's that must-need dopamine chaser thing. Like, we have a meeting tomorrow. Why can't we have the meeting now? Yeah, you need to know the thing disorder. Just tell me now. It's golden retriever. Cats aren't like that. Cats are like, whatever. But also now I'm worried about what the thing is. Yeah. Cats will worry about it, but they're also just like, but I don't want to go. Like, I'm worried because I don't want to be at the meeting. Like, I don't really want to know what the meeting's about. I just don't want to go to the meeting. Dogs will be worried about what the meeting's about. I worry about both things. So I want the meeting to just go away. That's my problem. So this is the thingy. We've got the thingy done. Okay, so this is the part where I'm a little nervous because I'm not as good at this part of it. Is I want to put a little protective thingy. Oh, that was a transition. I had a moment of like, the frack. Oh, we're talking about Twitch now. Thank you for that, Tori. If you were anyone else, I'd be like, what are you talking about? But I speak Tori brain now, and I kind of understood what you meant. I'm not going to say that comment out loud for people who are listening but not watching. I need a second. Help. Okay. So we're talking about working on protecting this tassel. Don't know what Tori is talking about. Actually, I probably put that in the wrong spot. Dang it. It's fine. I'll make it work. I wanted to put a little something around this tassel just to help protect it during... Not that I'm expecting anything to really get inside of stuff, but I thought it'd be kind of fun just to put a little protector sleeve on this thing. But I haven't really done this before, so I'm just a little sketch. We'll see. Don't know how this is gonna go. Okay, so totally fine apparently. I'm overreacting. There. Okay. Get all these extra little paper doodads out of the way. And then I'll experiment here a little bit with some twine. Kind of make it matchy-matchy. I'm wondering if I should have tried to make this go inside. Well, it's probably fine. It's the first attempt. I can always do another one later. Okay. I'm thinking standard bow. Do we agree? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Are you laughing at me struggling? Oh, for the love of God, what are you, a middle school boy? Jeez. You are, aren't you? You and my kids would get along great. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I honestly don't. It worries me a little. Okay. As long as they don't touch you. Well, they're middle schoolers, so I'm guessing they probably wouldn't. I mean, I hope. I have a couple kids with boundary issues, but we're working on it, okay? It's a process. Middle schoolers are not sticky and nasty. What's wrong with you? Don't talk to my kids like that. Okay. Ah! That tape is gone. Can you tell we're still transitioning back onto meds? Okay, so now we have this going the way we want it to, all nice and wrapped up. Okay, I'm gonna quickly cut this the way I wanted it to so that I can get everything into the envelope. And then all it needs to go on is, air quotes, shipping label. It's not really a shipping label. It's just sort of like, were you not the one the other day that was all like, I'm gonna be an amazing parent? That was you, wasn't it? Because, like, kids are only sticky for the first couple of years, and then they sort of work their stuff out. Okay. I'd like to think most parents teach their kids to wash, although there is some struggle when you have special needs kids. But yeah. I'm assuming most parents do that. They teach their kids to wash. I'll spray them with the hose. Well, I mean, there is something to be said for the whole summertime fun spraying with the hose shenanigans. I got sprayed with the hose plenty of times. But I mean, we were being playful. Okay, so I have that little bit of cardstock in there. And now I'm going to put my little thank you notes in. We've got our little wrapped guy. We'll hopefully slide right in, just like he did the first time. Come on. Don't be stubborn. There we go. See, I knew what I was doing. Actually, I'm going to take these two cards back out and slide this in first, so I know it'll go in. I know that it fits nice and perfectly. Stop giving me updates. I don't care. And then I'll slide these in where I like. Perfect. Okay, last but not least, is them with a hose. For a second I thought you were swearing. Oh, thank you for the follow. Peanut Butter Cappuccino. That is a very cool name. We were wrapping bookmarks, which I know is not the most exciting thing in the world, but apparently we are also talking about spraying our future children in the face with a hose. That's just Tori. I got sprayed in the face with a hose as a kid, but just for funsies. My dad is not mean. Well, that's another conversation. But okay, so now that's all ready to go. I just need to put the little label on and get things ready. That was odd. Huh. I feel like it just took a picture. That's weird. Anyways, so that's good to go. Alright. Next thing's next. Actually, I kind of need like a brain break. So, how about this? Get extra things out of the way. I do need to get some bookmarks started. So, let's see here. That camera's still crooked. Things that bother me that shouldn't. Cameras being crooked. I don't know why. It just does. Ba-doop. So, for the shop, because I sold a set this week, and I'm very excited, I need to make some new Feywild bookmarks. But it's kind of a process because I do like the glitter wash and there's the whole background thing. And there's a lot of sitting and waiting and drying. And watching paint dry is so fun, right guys? You're like, no, it's not. So what I need to do for that as we're sitting and watching and talking is I thought it might be kind of fun if you all help me sort of make some decisions about a journal I want to make for one of my characters. I had previously purchased a journal, and if you want to see, I can show you. But I haven't started working on it and making a character journal for one of my Dungeons and Dragons characters. But I'm thinking that I would much rather, see you in a second, Tori, make one for myself because I've gotten back into bookbinding, ADHD, hyperfixations, and it might be kind of fun to just sort of paint my own cover and do my own thing. But I need some help making decisions about that. So let's get started with this and then kind of see where we go. Because I've already mailed off the bookmarks, I don't have, well, I guess I kind of do. I could bring it over. I want to see the picture of the bookmarks that I took to try to get them as close to the original bookmarks as possible. So as I'm scrolling, I'm trying to find that picture that I took. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, I want a better picture. Okay, there we go. So this is the picture. I know you all kind of can't see very well. That's better. So this is the picture of the bookmarks. I'm sorry it's not a great picture. I didn't plan to put it in the chat. I don't think this particular stream setup even has like a media input in there. Otherwise, I'd just show it straight to you on there. I should set that up actually so that I can like put things in really quickly. But those were the bookmarks that sold, and I'm going to make some new ones. That way, I have some options here. Yeah, aren't those ones kind of cool? So they're like a set of 3 panels, and there's already backup in the shop. I relisted things, but I want to make them now. I need to make them, let's face it. So I'm going to start working on that right away. And if I remember correctly, I did the background, then the glitter. Here, wait, I had a video. Sorry, I'm not showing you the video. I'm looking at the video because I want to make sure I know what I'm doing. And then I didn't watch. I just watched you all. Durr. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Okay, I see what I did. I like changed things from when I did the original one. I actually can show you the original. Hold on. Sidetrack. Okay, so the original was this. It was a fair start, but there was obviously some shenanigans that happened when I tried to make my own gold paint. No. So, let me just put it this way. When in doubt, don't make paint from scratch if you've never done it before. Do more research. Yes, that's all I can say about what happened here. Other than that, it's not a bad painting. I just don't. Every time I look at that gold, I'm like, for the love of... Yes, which is why I redid it as bookmarks. And I think it came out much better here. I have to say that's much better, despite the fact that that's a horrible picture. But yes, so now we're going to make that as this. And I'm going to keep it here, I think, so that we all can kind of see. More space. I need a little more space. What I'd really like is like a proper art station instead of me just sort of sitting kitty cornered to a bookcase. Like, I almost called it a bookcase. It's not. It's what is this? It's a desk. But like the desk entrance is over here. So like it pulls out this way. And I'm literally sitting on my bed. It's just not a good setup. But it's the setup we have and we're going to work with it. Please stay. Okay, there we go. So now I can look over here and see this. And I know that's not a great angle for you all, but sorry, it is what it is. Okay, So I'm going to start by giving these a little bit of a wash, and then I'm going to go in with the background. And we're going to try to make it as close to the originals as possible, because that's always kind of our goal when we do shop sales and things. Someday I may work out how to do prints on my own, which I would love to do, but I don't know how I feel about watercolor prints. I've seen people do some amazing things with watercolors and prints. Where I'm at right now with the shop, I feel like it's almost better just to, because getting a really nice printer that could handle watercolor, oh gosh, I don't know. Pricey, let me just say, pricey. And I just don't know if I could handle it right now. Someday, there's goals out there. And I do know that there are like third-party sellers who will help you with scanning things in and then do the prints for you, even bookmarks and things like that. And some of them are amazing. But again, unless you were gonna mass do it, I just don't know if it's really worth it. I was like, where's my paints? They're over here. So we'll see. We'll just see. Again, I have thoughts, but it's like, is it worth it? I think I am going to put this one over here just so I can get a good look at that background. Okay. I had this thing where I like alternated colors, like purple's here with the red tree, and then burgundy over here with the bluey tree. And then I just kind of want to make sure I remember what the heck I'm doing. Because I might not remember. All right. You all are free to make any comments or observations. This is like a perfect time to kind of make minor adjustments as I go. I might not always be able to make minor adjustments, but I do like to kind of like play and have a little bit of fun as I sort of figure things out. And it's always nice to sort of know that like it's okay that each one's going to be unique and a little bit different. Hey Tori, welcome back. Because that's kind of part of having your own unique style, but also like hand painting them. Is it like it's not cookie cutter prints, you know? Like, yes, I have a design that I'm working off of, but you know, they are hand painted and each are unique. Hello, new friends who've just joined. We're working on some bookmarks here based on an old design I have sitting here in the corner. And we're just sort of going off of that and doing doing a wash back here. I don't know why I have old stuck in my head now. That's interesting. Sometimes words and ideas just sort of like noodle. Oh, hey. This is oh, can I say your what's the word? Non-handle name? Designer. Because I don't know if I can pronounce designer correctly. Because, like, Tori doesn't care if I say Tori, even though she's the trans fat. But I wanted to ask before, because I happen to know your in real life name. Yes, that one. Oh, designer. Oh, perfect. That's much easier to say. Thank you. You don't care either. Okay, so that's Chris. Hi, say hi to Chris. He's super nice, by the way, so be nice to him, Tori. I'm only slightly mean to Tori because she's mean to me constantly. That is a off-stream joke from before. But yes, though that is not the Chris. This is another Chris. There's multiple Chris's now. There are many Chris's in the multiverse. all the time. Tori's mean to me all the time. Sometimes. She was particularly mean to me yesterday. You weren't there for that. Hello, new Chris. Yes, there are new Chris's now. I don't think the other Chris has joined us yet. I haven't gotten him to join the cult. You got a new follower notification? Or I have. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. The music's off and now I can't focus. I don't know how that works, but that's where we're at. I feel something has gone wrong. I can't figure out what. Oh, I know what happened. I forgot the transition color. Like an alert. Like I set one. You set an alert for a follower notification. Oh, for Twitch? I don't know what's happening. I need to do something about this music or I'm going to lose my mind. Okay, so we had jazz. Oh, now it's playing. Okay, wait. Do we want more jazz? More jazz or something else? Quick! We only have like 4 minutes of jazz left. Let's switch it up. Do. I'm feeling... Can't do Disney, sorry. I don't know why it sends me that. Don't know about jazz, but just sounded like someone... Jeez, Corey, that's not nice. Don't talk like that. This is a family-friendly stream. This is not like you where you swear every other word. Also, you owe me like $10 for the swear jar. Oh, I already did that one. Okay, let's try a new mood then. Okay, how about pop piano? Well, you don't need to say all of your thoughts out loud. Let's put it that way. This is making me feel zen. Okay, no more nature sounds. Happy? Nature sounds are done. Have I met you? Yes, unfortunately. That's why I'm saying it. That's why I am encouraging you to be more than you are. Just like I am always wanting to be more than I am. Because we must grow. Is this a Bob Ross moment? I feel it is. Bob Ross part 2! Not me, just the second time today that I've been Bob Ross. We must always grow to be more than what we are. I don't know. Total Bob Ross moment. Thank you! Thank you, Chris. It's actually kind of become a running joke because I'll say silly things like, happy little tree, or there are no mistakes in art, only happy little accidents, because my art teacher used to say, yes, happy little bookmarks. Thank you, someone understands. But yeah, and so it's become like a thing that I'm always saying stuff like that. Okay, so obviously this background is not done. There's like barely any color on there. but I need to let it dry completely because I'm working with cardstock and not watercolor paper. So it can only take so much water saturation at a time before it'll start pilling. That little like fuzzy stuff you get on your clothes, it happens to paper too. It's nasty on paper, and once it happens, there's like no going back. So we're gonna pause on that and just set it over here. And now I need all of your advice because there's a few of you here, so I can like steal your brain power. Okay, back to D&D. So for a second there, that sounded like pop music. Used to tell you the same thing. Oh, no mistakes in art, only happy little accidents. That must be an art teacher thing. Possibly. I'll have to think about that. I'm gonna think about that now. Okay, but back to D&D. Yes, I knew it. Called it. Okay. So I'm playing in a Witchlight campaign, run by someone we know, and I haven't been investing very much in this character for reasons, and I am trying to motivate myself to do better about that because internally I want to. No, this is not an ADHD thing. Well, maybe. I'm not sure. But I'm just struggling to get there. So I'm trying to like do that thing where you make it really cool again, and then your brain's like, yes, I want to get involved now. It's like, cool. So I used to, back when I was like playing Dungeons and Dragons every day, have character journals for each of my characters, and they would each be kind of unique to the character, and they would basically be like game session journals, but I'd be writing them from the perspective of that character. For example, one might be for a certain ranger, and it'd be written in their voice, and they might document what happened during that game session day, and they might write down things they found or noticed because that's something they cared about. So there'd be little extra sticky notes of flora and fauna, maybe a sketch, stuff like that. And the journal would look like something relevant to them. An image of a forest, a certain color that was important to them, things like that. So it was very tailored to them, and each journal is different. So I could literally go up to the shelf, pull a journal down, and know that this journal belonged to Zerali or something like that. Because it was just, that's their journal. And so I've been trying to do that for this character. So a little background about the character before I show you the artwork I'm thinking of for them. This character's name is Willow. This is the first time I've been playing the fighter class. I normally play sort of the ranger rogue characters. Sometimes if I'm going to branch off into spellcasters, I might play a druid. Something that's a little bit easier for me to grasp. Very tactile grasping. Because I have a hard time with spells. It's that dyslexia part of my brain. Anything that's too much reading, I'm like, the words are moving around. And I always have trouble in combat just to begin with. And throwing spells in there on top of that is super challenging. Because I'll be like, I understand how this spell works, use it, and everyone's just like, you just killed half the party, why? And I'm like, well, the spell does this. And they're like, no. I'm like, sorry. That's unfortunate. And this has happened more than once. Like, all the time. So I try to stay away from it, because it's like, if I can't grasp it, it's not fun for me, and it's not fun for the party. So just eliminate it from the playing field altogether. So that's where the Ranger Rogue comes in. But things changed back in October, and it was a huge struggle for me to even think about playing Rangers and Rogues again. So we needed to come up with a class that was not a spellcaster. It would not upset me because it was too similar to a ranger or a rogue, which doesn't leave a whole lot of options. So what we came up was the fighter. And so when we created Willow, she was a fighter. And because we were playing Witchlight, we decided to give her, I say we because this was a collective effort. Like, I literally couldn't open up Roll20 and create a character. I was like so upset about this. I needed help, a lot of help. So we gave her the Fey Lost background. And so she has these beautiful leaves and vines growing in her hair. And sometimes she puts flowers in them. And she does have this wish. I always forget about this, that she has this wish in the shape of a flower that she carries around with her. She's never used it. And it's literally just sitting there flowering in her hair. And I think we've all kind of forgotten about it because her hair already flowers. So that's what's going on there. And she also is a changeling. And I'm playing her very much in the neurodivergent archetype of the old myth and lore that if your child is ADHD or autism, turn the flower into a baby Groot. I don't think that's how Wish works, but I can ask. Corey would probably go for it. I'm playing her in that archetype of that if you have that neurodivergence going on, then you are like the changeling or that fey child that was left in the cradle, and then she's a fighter. And then the real baby got taken to the Feywilds. So she's definitely that kind of character. And then her human family adopted her, even though she's a bit strange and different. So she may not use her changeling abilities to their fullest extent. But, she was loved and nurtured, and she was accepted, even though she's a bit weird and quirky. And so I've been really leaning into that. So she's that kid that will, touch all the mirrors and pick up all the things and fiddle with stuff. So she's definitely kind of fun and a bit different like that. I needed a justification for why she was suddenly being played by different members of the party for when I needed a break. So that's our justification, is that's why she's never quite one personality. It's because literally everyone but me is playing her. So that's what's going on with Willow. And so what I'd like help with right now is creating her journal, because I haven't been journaling for her. I haven't been doing any session notes. I couldn't handle it. But I'd like to start doing that now. We started back in November. It's now June. It's time to get the act together. And so even though I purchased a journal, I can show you. This is the journal that I got. I don't feel like this quite fits her. It's very one-dimensional. I like these kind of journals though by who made this one? I don't even remember. But I've bought from this company before, whatever company it is. If I remember, I'll tell you. But I really kind of like this particular company because they're very sturdy. I like the spacing on the pages. It generally works very well. I say sturdy even though I literally just ruined one last week, but yeah. More or less good journals. And often they come with a bookmark, although this one didn't, which is kind of sad. And I kind of liked the foresty image, but now I just kind of feel like it's bland and not as colorful as she is. So I'm going to try to make one of my own because I've been bookbinding, and we're going to see how that works out. I've personally never tried creating lined pages. We'll see how that goes. But my idea is, because Willow can't read or write, is that I'm going to be writing from the perspective of another party member is taking these notes for her. She's dictating to them. And I already have a party member who's agreed to help me with this. So we're going to kind of collaborate on that. And then Willow is going to do little sketches in each of the pages that's like her illustrations. And so maybe I'll draw sometimes, or maybe I'll like glue in a little bit of a watercolor sketch, something like that, that's Willow. So I'd kind of like it, instead of being the usual portrait style journal, being landscape. So it opens up this way like a watercolor journal. And that's really easy to bind. You literally just turn it and put the binding here instead of here. It's not a big deal. Doesn't take any more or less effort than anything else. So that's that. But I'm a little stuck on the image. Okay, normally I don't show the image we worked on during Tales of Adventure until the next one, but because I need your help, I am going to show it. It's a secret. Because it hasn't gone up on Instagram yet either, so surprise! You get to see the picture. So this is the one we did on Friday. I feel like this would be a really good picture for Willow, given what I just shared. Secret picture, secret picture, secret. Sorry, we're having an Avatar moment. Thank you. See what you missed out on Friday nights? Sorry, I have to. Small tease for Tori. But because Willow is supposed to be from the Feywilds and is now going back trying to find her family, that's part of the pretense here of traveling with the Witchlight Party, is that she's kind of trying to find her biological family here. All the shade for Tori. Hey, you gave me so much shade yesterday. And she loves the forest. She literally just sort of walked out of the forest as a toddler and got adopted into the family. And so that forest feel is sort of a part of her, and it's a part of her hair as well. So all those vines and flowers growing in her hair, that's all a part of her. And her hair is kind of an auburn. I would be digging forever if I tried to find her character picture, but maybe I can... There was a watercolor one I saw the other day, and I was like, oh, this kind of reminds me of Willow. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. So this isn't quite the same thing, but I feel like that kind of gives you an illusion to her feel a little bit, with like the vines and her auburn hair, because she's quite young. She's maybe ish in her early 20s. She's at like cusp late teens, early 20s kind of age. Yeah. So just kind of out exploring and figuring herself out. I'm going to go back to the bookmarks because I'm going to need that in a second. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on in Willow's life right now. Version of the... Oh, she looks like Merida. Yeah, I guess kind of. She does use a bow. She's an arcane archer. Is that what it's called? I can't remember now. Arcane shot? Something like that. She's whatever the archer archetype is for a fighter. So yeah. So I could do this for her journal front. Just what are you all thinking? For that one. Are we liking this picture? You all got very quiet. Or are we just sidetracked by Merida? You like. Tori likes. Just Tori. Just kidding. I forgot that I had food here, and it's now probably mushy, but I should eat very quickly. Thank you. Thank you to both, as I have food in my mouth. Apologies. I sometimes have no filter. That is not a neurodivergent thing. It can be. I literally just don't care. The other thing is, I'm out of Davey Board. Davey board is sometimes called binder's board, and it's just that stiff stuff. Given where I bought this is probably not Davey board. It's probably, yeah, I don't think this is Davey board. What's that other one called? Chipboard. This is probably chipboard, which is kind of the same thing, but crappy. I'm literally telling you right now what binder's board is. Shut up. Sorry. Tori's being so mean. Davey board is the thick stuff that goes inside a hardcover book. So if you've ever purchased a hardcover book, it's this. It's the stuff in here. And chipboard is basically the same thing, but it's the cheaper, crappier version. Think about it as the difference between... Oh, the stream lagged. Sorry. Think about it as the difference between... Oh, now I can't remember the word. See, I got distracted. You see what you did? I can see it in my mind. That like really cheap, Cameron would know, that cheap wood, it's like compressed cardboard, it's not even really wood, they use sometimes for, Tori being helpful. Tori, shut up. And you will never know what binder's board is helpful. That's just you being snarky at me, which I guess is your current usual state of mind, but I just really want this peanut butter thing. So sad, but I'm talking. Now that's an ADHD problem. Hyperfixating on two things at once. And your brain is just like, please just feed me. No, oh gosh, it's gonna bother me now. Chipboard is like that compressed wood cardboard stuff. Is snark their love language? Probably. Tori, is snark your love language? Chris wants to know. Snark is just her language. That's true, actually. I'm never gonna know what it is now. Dang it, I have to Google it. Hold please for Googling. Compressed wood. Yes, but what is it called? Apparently it's just called pressed wood, which I know is not true. Plywood, thank you. Bloody hell. Particle board, yes, that's another example. Yes, I was talking about plywood. That took me way too long. That was ridiculous. And we use plywood all the time for flats in technical theater. I have no idea why that was so hard. Okay, so chipwood is like plywood, okay? Ah, now we're on the same page. Yes, it's that crappy leftover stuff that got... Okay, Davey board is like actual pine. It's the proper stuff, all right? It's like if we took pine and thinned it down really nice and used it for bookbinding. That's Davey board. Chipboard is like we took all the gross leftover stuff and made hot dogs. All right, that's chipboard and plywood. Ugh. If you're just experimenting with stuff, or if you only need it to last for a short time, like if I'm creating some just junky notebooks that like I literally just need it for the summer, or I'm just making stuff for the school year and stuff, then chipboard, because it's so much cheaper. Hot dogs are yummy. That's, yeah, sure. You say so. Not a meat eater, so go nuts. I don't care. Tori will tell you some really nasty stuff she does with hot dogs. By nasty, I mean, yay, yummy. That's Wonderful. Thank you, Tori, for sharing. TMI. So, I can't get that out of my head now. Thank you for that. So, hold please for brain fart. Where's Cameron to help me focus? I make it sound weird. You literally were just like, what happened to journal help? What was I saying? Something about plywood? I don't even know now. Thought is gone. The thought has been gone. The thought has left the building. It's become Elvis. It's fine. It'll come back to me. Don't say Tori does weird things with hot dogs and leave it at that. Well, what about, well, you could share your recipes. You don't have to let me do all the work. My street is, what reputation? You literally said horse butt. It's all on you, girl. Exactly. I don't know. It's all over. I don't know what I was saying. Oh, because it falls apart so fast. That's the reason why you don't want to use chipboard. Wow, that was a really long sentence. Davey Board, you need Davey Board. But I'm out of Davey Board. That's where I was going with this. Really? Wow, brain. That was complicated. Okay, so I'm out of Davey Board. This is why this is important. I miss Cameron. He kept me focused. Can't anymore. So I'm out of Davey Board, and the one I have most easily accessible to doesn't fit this size of painting. Sadness. It fits this size, which I know looks exactly the same, right? Does it not? It's not the same. Bigger, smaller. So I could order more and get so much of it. So easily. But it would be this size painting. It'd be a little bit smaller. You're gonna clip my ADHD moment? Well, at least it was slightly painting related this time. So I could do that and then just recreate this smaller. But I really, really like this one. I rarely like the first image that I do. There'll be things that I'll like about it. For example, this one. I really like how these rocks and trees came out. I don't like those mountains. Oh, you wanted to clip Tori does weird things with hot dogs? We just talked about this yesterday. You understand those feelings? Yeah. Like, as an artist, there's always something where you're just like, if I could do it again, I'd change the mountains. The clouds usually come out okay. And I like the rocks and the trees. But those mountains, Like, I would do it again and change that. If I had to use this one right now, I'd be okay with that. Like, yes, there's stuff I would change. That one got dusty. But, like, I know you think it's funny. I don't think it's funny. That's the problem. Like, if I had to use this one right now, I'd be okay with that. There's still stuff I would change about this rock. But, like, I'm okay with it out in the world being itself the way it is. But this one, I don't think there's anything that I would change. I would keep it exactly the way it is. And that doesn't happen very often. But I would have to get Davey Board custom cut for this. Or I'd have to find someone else that has Davey Board that's the right size. Because I think it's almost exactly the same. Let me measure. Yeah, 7. Here, let's lie it flat. We're gonna measure, guys. Yeah, 7.5 by 5.5. Yeah, it's just 5 by 7. Yeah, for the Davey board, it would have to be 5 by 7. I could probably wiggle room that slightly and be like 5 and a smidge by 7 and a smidge. But it would need to be, like, I think this is 6.5 by something. I think I made it a little smaller than that because I liked that look. Yeah, it's like 4.5 by 6.5. So like for the Davey board to fit this properly, it needs to be minimum, I would prefer more, but minimum 1/2 inch bigger than the painting. And then the paper inside is a whole other thing, but I custom cut that anyways. But like the Davey board has to be at least 1/2 inch. I prefer 1 inch, that way there's 1/2 inch on each sides, but 1/2 inch longer, 1/2 inch wider. I can make that work. It sketches me out, but I can make that work. It just makes me nervous, but I can make it work. So like if this is 7.5, then I need the Davey board to be 8 length. And I don't know anybody that cuts Davey board that way. Do I? So it'd be like 6 by 8. I'm not clipping that even though I really want to. Are you still hyper fixating on hot dogs? Tori, let it go. Be Elsa, let it go. That you can clip. Just kidding. Don't clip that. But I would have to research. You weren't gonna clip it. You just did, didn't you? I would have to research if anyone has 6-ish by 8-ish Davey board and order some custom to use this one. So what are all of your thoughts? We can think about that while I put more wash on these bookmarks. It worries me that this tape is coming up already. I might tape this down more in a 1/2 second. But while I'm here, I'm also going to mark the bottom. Because when I first do a wash, it's really easy to... I knew you would. That was sarcasm. I'm going to wash some more of this in here. That's not the right purple. Do. Oh, memes. Memes can wait for a minute. Okay. So, while I'm doing this, I am still hoping for thoughts about Davey board and sizing for that other one. Use me. Hoping you all did not just hear my awkward hiccup burp. Okay, I might need... That's wonderful. Thank you, Tori. Actually, I do need to go this way. Hold on. I love how we're not even talking about what I asked for help with. It's cool, guys. I don't need your help anyways. Cry. I should probably look up Davey Board anyways, just to see if this is even possible. Given how I would lay things, I know that I can create a spine that way. If you post on YouTube, just so you aware, you might get in trouble for this music if I post on YouTube. We shall see. Where's my... oh. Lately it hasn't been caring about my meditation app, so this is not the first time I've used the meditation app, and it didn't care. So we'll see. We shall see. Feel free to comment about the Davey Board. Sorry. I do need advice about that, by the way. I'm not just like making that one up. Although I am getting kind of annoyed at the music now that you mention it. Because this is not like what I normally listen to. Check Etsy. Shocker about Etsy is that it actually study sessions. Let's try this one. This is kind of fun. Okay. Sorry, I don't actually like Backstreet Boys. No offense to anyone who does, that's not my jam. I was gonna say though that what was I gonna say? Oh, the only person who carries Davey Board is, from Etsy, is the person I normally purchase it from, and they don't carry the size to use the painting I already did. I would have to make the smaller size. And that's the only Davey Board. I can get graphite board in the size that I'd want, but that's something completely different. And I've never used graphite board for this. I haven't used graphite board in years, so I'm not entirely positive comparatively. Because custom cuts are really expensive, Tori. And I'm not gonna ask them to ship one single custom cut from Florida when I could potentially get it from someone else. Sorry. That's just ridiculous. I don't think you know how much it costs to ship Davey Board. That stuff's heavy. It's heavy, it's expensive. It costs like $5 to ship, by the way. It's really expensive. Is this Austin being dumb again? So this is Austin, by the way. Hi to Austin. Welcome back. This is your first time back in a while. Are you bored? Just kidding. So Tori's gonna pick on Austin now. That's Chris. Be nice to Chris, Austin. Austin can also be sassy. Although he's not normally here with us in the chat, so we'll see. I was gonna say that Florida is sort of like saying to California that Newfoundland is closed to whatever's on the opposite coast of Canada. Sorry, my brain is blanking on what's on the, I know what's on the opposite coast, but my brain's like completely blanked on that right now. Nova Scotia, is that on the opposite side? British Columbia, that's the one. Yeah. Yes, it's like saying those two are close to each other. They're not. Okay. California and Florida are kind of on the same, like, latitude line. Latitude line or longitude line? Whatever. But they're not, they're opposites. Opposite of the continent. Because the United States, like Canada, is its own kind of continent. We are a whole continent of country. Just huge. Okie dokie. I'm liking this background wash. I feel good about this. And so she gets mad for being confused about... What did I get? Yes, I know that they're attached. Why are you getting mad at me now? What did I get mad at you? I got mad at Austin the other day for being a dum-dum. Something about, like... I don't even remember. It's probably inconsequential. I'm saying that, like the United States or like Canada, whichever you prefer, because it's grammatically irrelevant, we span a continent. Kabosh. I'm really hungry. I don't normally stream this long. There's just not that much to do in an art session. That's because you're Canadian. Am I outranked here by all the... No. Chris is in Texas. Yes, we're tied. I was going to say, am I outranked by all of the non-Americans? It says Tori, who eats hot dogs with macaroni and cheese. Okay, I'm going to look up Davey Board really quickly and see if I can... First of all, here she goes. Hey Ray, it is going. Austin and Tori are picking on me. Just kidding. I called it. But we're making new friends too. I'm sorry, I thought Alberta was the Canadian Texas. Oh shoot. Okay. This one is 9 by 11 Davey board, so I'd have to cut it down. I'm sorry, Chris. That was not an insult towards towards Texas. It was just... Actually, I feel like we're insulting Alberta, but we love you too, and we want you to know that. Although they have custom cutting. I wonder how much that costs. Probably a lot. Okay, also I had to try this one. Okay. This one has a book size. Oh. Okay, I agree with you about the too much corn. This is getting too loud. I feel like I'm shouting. We're just gonna tone down that music a little bit. I agree with you about the too much corn and everything. And not just because I can't have corn. But I don't know about the flavor. Chris has definitely got a lot of barbecue skills. Okay, so this one is 8 3/4 by 5.5, but I don't think that's gonna work for me because, yeah, this is already 5.5, and I can't cut it down. So that one's out. Are you coming down to the US to judge all of this? Austin, you don't eat meat? Since when? Okay, supposedly Michael's now carries Davey board, but you'd have to cut it down. I can't do that. That's annoying. Austin only eats potatoes. Potatoes. Mix them, mash them, put them in a stew. Sorry. I'll shut up now. Okay. I might just have to figure out how to cut Davey board down to size. Yay! Fellow Lord of the Rings nerd. Yeah, this just isn't the standard size. I have 5 1/4. That's just unfortunate. That one's kind of on me, though. I wasn't paying attention when I made that picture. Ooh, this one has Davey board on sale. But what are the sizes? Well, I know Pointcraft is chipboard. That's a lie. Okay. We're just scrolling through Davey board. I know this isn't very interesting. You all can tell me to stop at any point. Well, that one looked interesting. That was high quality Davies. What would it cost to do? custom cut. 200 parent sheets or 50 parent boards. Ouch! $40. That hurts me. That's unfortunate. Cry. I don't know how I feel about that. That hurts. That hurts just thinking about it. Oh my god. Huh. So, I don't know if that helped us narrow things down at all. Ouchies. Yeah, $40 to custom cut Davey board. Wow, that's scary. Okay, I'm gonna think about that. That was terrifying. I need to breathe for a second. That was, yeah, heartbeat. Wow, okay. Breathe. Ouch, spicy. Okay, so I'm like calming down here. I'm gonna go ahead and work a little bit on this background. Okay. Whew. Maybe I will reach out to that Etsy shop and be like, you only need 2 pieces, but can they be this size? Ouch. 'Cause that was spicy. That was real dang spicy. Wow. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. Bloody hell. Okay. For 4 pieces. That's $10 a square. Before shipping. Sorry. Blows my mind. Davey board. Freaking Davey board. That's normally like $2 to custom cut. Aha! Scream. Okay. I'm not done. I'm still upset. That was a lot. That was a lot. Okay. Breathe, guys. Just breathe. Just breathe through the pain. I don't even know now. My whole life is just like flashing before my eyes. We'll figure it out. If it all comes down to it, I'll just order my usual like restock of Davey board and make a smaller painting. I think that's what I need to do. Suck it up. What did you clip? Me freaking out? Oh my god, you just clipped me swearing again. That's it? That's all you did? Thanks, Tori. In my distress, there's Tori clipping. That's what she's there for. That's lovely. Feeling the love, guys. Hush, it's art. You're welcome. I don't know if me being upset about and having shock about the cost of art supplies is really what I meant, but okay. Well, apparently it got clipped, so you didn't really miss anything, Chris. If you've just joined us, we are giggling maniacally because Tori has clipped me semi-swearing. I don't know if that really counts as a swear. There's like a debate about that. Well, let's not bring false hope. Just kidding. Because Davey Board, custom cutting Davey Board, costs $40. Haha, cry. And that was like sticker shock. That was insane amount of sticker shock. That was so much. Wow. Like, I can't even. Holy mackerel. I avoided the swear. You see what I did there? See how easy that can be, Tori, to not swear constantly? Sorry. Small amount of ripping because Tori swears a lot. Like, a lot. So much swearing. It's ridiculous. She's gonna come for me now, right? There it is. It's payback from yesterday when you were like all over me. It's okay. You should have met your grandma. I'm somewhat terrified too. I mean, I have an Italian grandma, so I feel like I know. I understand. I get it. But like, at the same time, we gotta be able to chill, guys. Chris, you have a sailor mouth too? Although, apparently, Austin gave up swearing in grade 10. I don't know if I believe that one, Austin. I would like for you to roll for persuasion. Hey, that's what bards are for, right? Some of us do have advantage on tomfoolery, as it were. Otherwise, the party would get into all kinds of shenanigans. I mean, you say plenty of other sketchy stuff, Austin. I'm not gonna lie. I think there might have been too much water in this. I'm noticing some pilling. It's alright, we'll survive. I'm going to remind Tori once again that this is a family-friendly channel. Please, do shush. I feel like that's our, most primary conversation here. Tori, G-rated. Chris once played a bard in a Dungeon World one-shot whose basically interpretation of Kevin Hart and buffed the party by hyping them up and talk a lot of trash talk to enemy characters. I like that. That's nice. Austin is not a fan of D&D. Well, you know what, Austin? Just kidding. That's fine. I don't like video games. Although, I was saying the other day, and I think we kind of missed it, Tori, there is no wrong when it comes to things we like and don't like. Although, I was thinking the other day that I would kind of like to learn how to play Minecraft. Because I saw they have an app for that now. And play nice or get booted. And, because I actually learned how to do that now. Ha ha ha. And if it's on an app, I feel like I could figure out how to make that work for me. Because I'm very tactile, so I tend to learn things better that way. You know? Don't let Tori teach me. Why not? What's the alternative? I don't know anyone else that plays. We're all here to watch those two fight, aren't we? It's okay. Yeah, we use it all the time in a lot of our classes for coding and typing skills and all kinds of stuff. I personally don't have a reason to use it for my stuff, but I feel like it would be good for me to know how to play. But I just never learned how. We have the educational version at school. And I just kind of never learned how to use it. But now that there's an app for that, see what I did there? Yeah, exactly. And I'd kind of want to learn how to noodle. So I can kind of engage with the kiddos a little bit more. But, I don't really understand that world as much. I feel like I would do better if I had someone kind of holding my hand a little bit, talking me through stuff, you know? Plus, then you have friends to play with. And that's kind of the ultimate point of Minecraft, is people to engage with you in the world. There is no wrong if you're having fun. Come on, guys. Just like there's no wrong in art. There's dead and not dead. Okay, I guess that's wrong if you're dead all the time, but I don't know what else you would say about that. Okay, so I need to let this dry again, and then we get to do our glitter wash. Yay! Okay. So that sits. And we're back to this conundrum. So, I guess the question is, to custom or not to custom? That is the question. Chelsea picks a day and we can stream it and learn. Okay. Well, that brings up conundrums though. We'll talk about the conundrums. The one conundrum I am interested about though is that, because I would want to learn how to play like using the app, would that even be possible on a stream? So that I don't drink the watercolor water, I'm gonna move that. It's literally the only reason. Remember was Cameron still on here? The other day I almost drank the watercolor water and then I tried to stick my brush in the coffee. Maybe we could do it on the app. Well, If not, we could always start on the computer. Yeah, like for an iPad. There's an app for it now. And I like the tactile feel of touching. One of the reasons I don't enjoy video games is because I'm a tactile learner. It's one of those subcategories within kinesthetic learners. I learn by the touching and the moving of things. Some people learn by the actual movement of stuff. So those tend to be like your athlete learners. And then there's people who learn auditory. So they might be someone who needs to hear their instructions. And then there's people who are visual learners. They need to see their instructions. And then there's kinesthetic, and we're the touchy, grabby, movie people. So that's part of why I like art and things like that, is because if I can feel it and it's solid and it exists in the real world, that's good for me. It's not that I can't learn other ways. It's that I've got that information, it's up in my head. It doesn't really exist for me until I've gone over to whatever you want me to do and I'm starting to pick things up and move it and do the thing. So for example, if you're teaching me how to use a printer or a computer or something like that, and you say, oh, Chelsea, you need to do X, Y, and Z to fix this computer or printer, I'll be like, okay, that makes sense because I can visualize what the machine is. I've used it before. But the instructions don't really make sense to me until I've walked over to the computer and I've started touching and moving it. Then the pieces start to make sense, and now I understand the information you've provided. Otherwise, I've just sort of filed it away for a rainy day, and I'm going, okay, that's nice, thanks, Tori, Austin, Chris, whoever. You know, I've got it up there, I remember it, but it's not really real tangible information to me until I've gone to touch the thing. Otherwise, it's just up there. And if enough time passes without me actually like manipulating the information, it's gone. I got nothing. Which is part of why Dungeons & Dragons was so hard for me, is because we were learning virtually, using a virtual tabletop, Roll20, and everything was online. So it's like it wasn't real for me. I was just kind of like, yeah, you click the thingy and stuff happens. Like it didn't really like, it wasn't real. It wasn't tangible. When I started to play, I've only done it the once at a convention, but when I played the once in person, it was like, oh, mechanics exist now. I understand them now. And I must have spent like an hour at one point having someone just like make up mechanics situations for me, and we would like situationally play through it, because I was like, I'm starting to understand it now, but like this stuff hasn't come up in games yet. Can we just like make it up? Because I wanted to have a chance to like feel it in person and have dice be like, this is dice, it's a thing now, I understand, light bulb. Because otherwise it was just facts that were existing in my head. They didn't have any real context to me. It was like they didn't really exist yet. I needed to grip. Hey Cameron, welcome back. We're talking about types of learners. So yes, that's what's happening. Learning types, it's fun. So yeah. I forgot why I got on that tangent. Minecraft, that's why. So that's part of why I don't play video games, is because like you'll hand me a controller, but like the disconnect between the controller and the screen, I'm just like, it's not tangible. It doesn't exist for me. So it's like, oh, I'm moving those buttons and stuff's happening over there, but like it's not like a real physical thing. It's easier when it's a computer keyboard, because it's like, this is happening here. And I can like see that things are interacting, but it's still just like a disconnect between stuff. That's why I like the touch screen, because it's like, it's all like I am interacting with the thing. I'm moving puzzle pieces in Tetris. I'm physically moving them, and it's a tangible situation of the touch screen. Or I'm physically moving a little person around somewhere and we're exploring a world together. It's a tangible, real, I can like interact with that and touch it. But obviously those kinds of video games are very different from, you know, Minecraft, or what's the one with the floss dance the kids like? anyways, so that's kind of different from, World of Warcraft or war games and all that other stuff. So I don't play a lot of like the more traditionalist video games because there's like that disconnect. I'm just kind of like button, like it has no real like physical meaning to me in the same way that it does for a lot of people. So I just don't get anything out of it, but I enjoy watching everyone else have enjoyment. So yes, this is what's tangible for me, is the Dungeons and Dragons world, because I can like interact a little bit more and use my imagination, and then paint and have some fun. But yes, so that's what's going on there. But if we can use Minecraft with an app, that might help me with that disconnect a little bit more, and it won't feel quite so like disconnected, where I'm just kind of like, I guess you like move this thing, you touch that button and stuff happens. Like I'm actually like moving the world around a little bit with touching it. So yeah. You're gonna go play some board games. That sounds like fun. Tell me later about board games. You would want to watch me and Tori play Fortnite together. Fortnite, that's the one with the floss dance. I knew it. I knew it was something with an F. And I was just like, can't remember what it is. I feel like that would be dangerous. I don't know about that one. Although I hear that one has an app now too. But yes. Because that can get terrifying. Did I just find my tape? I found tape! Ta-da! We lost it like an hour and a half ago. Yeah. Alright, we'll talk later about the Minecraft thing, and have fun with your board games. Tell me about them later. I'm curious. If Ray's still here, Ray, have fun with board games. I miss seeing you on the streams, but I know you're so busy. Tears. If you're streaming later today, Ray, I know this is maybe possibly your art day. I would love to see art. So yes. Yeah, but Chelsea would want to play. I would be done. With what? Fortnite? I'm confused. I feel like I'm being insulted, but I don't know why. Okay, that's fine. But if Chelsea wanted to play, I would be down. You would be down. I get it. Not done. Down. Ah. Okay, we're there now. Sorry, dyslexia. Okay. So I still don't know what to do about this. I feel like we didn't really make a decision. I guess I'm going to look a little bit more into custom cutting. That one place was obviously way too expensive. $40, guys. That was, ouch. No thank you. We're not going to do that. I don't know then if I'm going to go ahead and start the second one today. Maybe we'll just wait till later in the week, because for me I have like a week of summer and then summer school starts. Little guys. I have little guys this year. So exciting. So maybe we'll wait till later this week and see if we need to redo the painting or not. It's a smaller size. We'll work it out. We'll work it out. In the meantime, I do think this one will have dried enough to carry on. I think Tori will have jumped off, so last goodbye to Tori and to Ray if they're still here. And I do see that there's a little bit of pilling that happened here. I did think that that was a little too wet, but if we take it off now while it's still just a little bit damp, we'll be okay. It's just kind of annoying to deal with as things progress, because now there's going to be a tendency for the pilling to happen. I hate that. But it is the downside of doing watercolor on cardstock. You just kind of have to live with your life choices. Okay. I'm curious, who else is in here today? While I'm giving that one last little... Users in chat. Let's see if it will load. It might not. I feel like this is still too loud. There we go. That's better. Pardon my weird loading thing. Doo-doo-doo. Oh. cool. We have a few different friends. Alright, I'll let the chat see if it will load again. Are you heading out too, Chris? I know it's starting to get late. I probably won't kill for much longer because once I get this glittery gold wash on, there's not much more I can do until it fully sets. Oh no, I just wanted to see who was all in the chat today, and it takes a hot second for it to load. So that's why my arm was awkwardly just like way over here. Oh. But yeah, we probably are starting to wrap things up because once this glitter is on here, I'm going to use like a gold paint here. I call it the glitter because I literally only use it for a wash. It kind of has to set for a while to make sure it's perfectly dry. Otherwise, when I layer anything on top, it'll move around, and I hate that. So I just want to make sure, yeah, it'll be fine, that as I'm washing this on, that I'm not like, because I wanted to give it like a, because we're kind of in the Feywilds, right? So sometimes it's got that like fun little like glittery rain going on, and it's always got that like eternal twilight, and it's got that like kind of fun little aura. So I just want to make sure that as I'm kind of washing this on, yeah, this will be okay. Oh, there wasn't enough water on that brush. There we go, that's better. That I'm kind of just doing just enough to keep things like nice and even and clean here. That part probably wasn't as dry as I wanted, but that's okay. We can do another layer. Help clean that line up a little bit. So we'll just have to be a little bit careful there. And that is the background, so it's like not a big deal. I'm just using the light. I might move the light a little bit, help me out. I know that means that you all with the camera don't get as much nice light as I get, but I just want to make sure. Sometimes the gold, this particular gold paint, because it's not like the nice watercolor, it is what it is, but it gives like this nice kind of tone to it, but sometimes it streaks. I have no idea why it will streak sometimes, but not other times. I have not quite worked that out, but I like to keep an eye out for that because it's not a good look. It like dries weird and I'm like, ah! Kind of freaks me out. So what else do I have planned for today? Good question, Cameron. Well, once this dries a little bit more, I'm going to keep working on these bookmarks. That way, heaven forbid, that they sell again today during the sale. Because that, I would feel terrible about that. They'll be like mostly ready, and then I can message the buyer and just be like, here's the deal. I need like some time to seal these up, make sure they're ready to go. I will make it worth your while. But yeah, because I do feel bad when like things aren't perfectly ready when someone buys them. And I try not to list things before, but this was one of those listings that was like already active, and I couldn't figure out how to make it stop. So after this time, it should stop now and stop relisting, but I like couldn't work it out that one time, so we're gonna just make it work. So yeah, it is what it is. Okay, weird things happening in that corner, but you know what? A tree's gonna go there. Kinda don't care. Otherwise, that's a good glittery wash. Yay! For all of you in the chat though, and I do want this glitter to stay in here because that creates such a fun effect as we paint the rest of these bookmarks. Any plans the rest of today? Or is it more of a zen weekend for you all? That was terrifying. I think this brush might be dying. It's okay. I need a new one. Okay, so I don't know how well that shows up. Oh, that's right. Pathfinder for Chris. That's fun. And Austin normally streams on Sunday. Austin, what are you planning on streaming later today? I don't know if that's even being picked up by the camera. It's a very subtle glitter. Do you have a game in mind, Austin, for later? Gundam Evolution. I do know what Gundam is. I'm a 90s child. I want to say it was a animated cartoon as well. Cartoon Network, right? I feel like that was a thing for a while. I could be wrong. I can't always keep, because anime was so popular for a while, and then a lot of them did become different things on Cartoon Network. Then I can never remember which are which. Because that was really more of my brother's jam than me. I was the reader. He was the, like, video game person. Gamer? Gamer. That's the word, right? Anyways. That was his jam. So yeah, but hey, it sounds like you all are going to have some fun. Although I don't know how fun getting hose clamps for the pool will be. But it could be a good adventure. Pathfinder, though. I have never played Pathfinder. I wouldn't say that I'm exclusively Dungeons and Dragons. It's more like that's all I've played. Can you really be exclusive if you're too shy to branch out? Oh, that's right. So you probably, when I say Cartoon Network, it probably doesn't ring a bell. That's okay. Google it. Da Google. Very similar to D&D. 4Kids. Oh, I know what 4Kids is. We don't have that here, but I know what it is. I'm having two conversations at once. Pathfinder is similar to D&D. I don't know enough about mechanics to even say if it's this type of system or that type of system. But, okay, good to know. I see Pathfinder stuff pop up on Roll20 every now and again. And I'm like, that looks very interesting. I never purchase any of it, and sometimes I get sent stuff for free. And I'm like, oh, this looks cool. And then I've never run it or played it. I feel like I should not be running it if I don't know how to play Pathfinder. As someone who tried running D&D, even though I didn't really understand it. That's a whole nother story. I don't know who thought it was a smart idea to let me become a game master when I didn't understand the difference between advantage and disadvantage, or how to read the dice in that situation. That's pretty bad. I knew you had to roll 2 d20s. That was a start. I was literally arbitrarily picking one. It was pretty bad. I can't entirely blame the dyslexia for that. That one was me. Yeah. I was looking into cyberpunk. Just add them. No, you don't just add them. Not an advantage and disadvantage. I mean, I'm sure in Advantage, my gamers would love it if I added them together for their behalf. Not in Disadvantage, could you imagine? Oh, that'd be horror. Oh, good God. I feel like there is a cyberpunk system, though. I can't remember what it's called now. That's not Lancer, is it? No, that's not right. I don't know. But there is one out there. I feel like there is, and someone's told me about it. But now I can't remember what it's called. I will look it up for you, Austin, and tell you later. Should you ever return to the stream. I'll make you a sticky note. This is Austin, Cyberpunk Tabletop RPG. I will. I promise. I'm just literally out of steam and just talking to hear myself talk. It's okay though. So yes, that's what happened. That's what's happening right now. Is just steam. Okay. Well, friends, it sounds like we have a jam-packed weekend ahead of everyone. We've started work on some bookmarks. We've gotten one item ready for the post office tomorrow morning for the Etsy store. Today does end that sale for the Etsy store. If anyone is, I am like so out of gas right now. Sorry. Brain was just literally like, and we're done. Shoot. So yes, last day for 25% off in the Etsy store. I'm sure there's a link floating around in the chat somewhere at this point. And if anyone would like to support some awesome charities, I still have some cool bookmarks. I'm going to hold them up here so that they don't get wet. Really cool bookmarks with lots of colored tassels hanging out in there to support some really cool charities. So feel free to check those out. And there is a matching handmade by me bound journal that goes with this kind of theme. So pick a charity and we will donate proceeds to that. So that is awesome going on. Last day for the flash sale though, but we will have Pride items in there until they sell. So no pressure there on that. I did forget to ask Tori and Ray a question though, so I'll have to ask them later. Or just if any of you guys, nope, I'm going to ask them later. That's a bad idea. So yes, that's what's going on today. Friday, we're finishing up our extended fairy tale with a twist story, and we're going to find out what has been causing all these crazy fairy tale stories to go awry off in Phandalin. If anyone has thoughts about that, throw it in the suggestion jar, because I don't have a bad guy yet, so any bad guy will do. Throw some ideas out there, and we'll be back on Tales of Adventure on Friday. May or may not throw a surprise stream. Hey, look, that was good timing. Etsy store link. There may or may not be a surprise stream sometime this week because it's summer. We shall see. Maybe there'll be Minecraft learning with Tori. Who knows? But anyways, we'll just have fun this week for summer. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, making bookmarks. We kind of made a decision about a journal. We shall see. Anyways, you all have been awesome. Thank you for having coffee with me on a Sunday morning. And I will see you all later. Have an awesome weekend.